Well, as you can see, I don't have great conditions today. Pretty much flat calm. And what wind there is in the northeast. But nonetheless, the choice was between having a cup of tea at home or coming out here and having a cup of tea. So of course, I'm out here to see, if I can stand a chance. I would say I probably can't. This is a notoriously dour loch. On a good day, this is what it's famous for. It's a hugely convoluted, weird sort of loch. I think this end of it is probably extremely shallow. So, not where I want to be, but I thought I would just start here, get the flies in the water and see how that goes. I have a Peter Ross on the point and the Barvus Crippler on the top. I know I should probably go for something really tiny in these conditions, but sometimes, doing something different can work for you. Following the convention isn't always ideal, This part just here is quite weedy. It's weedy even far out there. So I'll not be here too long, I don't think. Just keep moving along. There's a wee spot along here that's usually good for tea, though it's a bit sheltered, and today, it's a good day for midges, relatively calm and overcast. So maybe I want to head for somewhere that isn't sheltered. It's funny, usually you're looking for a wee sheltered spot to make your tea. And then you come out on a day like this and the first thing you're looking for is somewhere with a decent breeze, I didn't come out till after lunch because I was kind of hopeful that the wind might have got up into the afternoon as it has done for the last few days, but because although it looks cloudy, it's actually, most places are actually quite misty today. And I think it really hasn't burnt off, so the sun hasn't got to break through. So that, I think, has made the day a bit overcast, and it has stopped the breeze from coming up this afternoon then. Because as you can see, I don't have any breeze. I've got the cup of tea in the go, but as you can see, there's not much activity on the loch. Very quiet. Usually I sit down there beside the loch when I'm here, but I came up here to try and get a wee breeze to keep the midges down a wee bit, They're not horrendously bad, haven't been really bad so far, but midges go in cycles. Is it fortnightly cycles, something like that? Also, I have a video on avoiding midges and you should watch it, but I have a Caradin midge repellent on, so that stops them biting me. Because I have a few buzzing about, you know. But oh, what a lovely day, you know, a lovely day to be out. No good for fishing. I mean, completely like useless for fishing. A northeasterly wind, what there is of it, and basically almost flat calm, you know. I was just thinking the other day, there's people who come to Lewis, visitors who want to fish for trout in the rivers. Occasionally you get asked this, you know, oh no, I fish dry fly for trout in the rivers, and the short answer with Lewis is, if you're coming to Lewis, fish for trout in the lochs and sea trout and salmon in the rivers. And I mean, there are a few rivers that have a few brown trout in a few places, but that I know of, they're all salmon rivers. So getting access would not be dead simple unless you were fishing for salmon. Also, most of the trout in most of the places on most of the rivers are 2 inches, 4 inches long. Whereas you can come out here, this loch, for example, produces really good trout. Now, it's a dour loch. And on a day like this, the chances would seem to be zero, but it does produce really stompingly good trout, and it is good quality fishing. But it just doesn't fit with some sort of, I don't know, some sort of weird affected image that seems to be driven mostly by angling magazines, you know. Who paint this picture of what trout fishing's about. And everybody seems to be moving away from traditional real wet fly fishing and wanting to fish on the top and all this, and it's fine. I mean, occasionally I get the dry fly out. I might have the big daddy long legs on later on today and stuff like that, but as a general rule, it's not a useful or effective way to fish in places like this. And you're better going with the traditional wet flies. Contact John McLean, tell him you want a few flies if you're coming here, and he will send you a little box, or have a little box here for when you get here, that will provide you with everything you need, you know. So don't come to Lewis to fish dry fly on rivers. Just don't. It's just not going to happen. You can fish dry fly on the lochs. I don't find it very entertaining. In fact, I find it extremely boring, and I do it once in a blue moon just for an experiment. But the wet fly fishing can be extremely exciting. I've got midges in my tea. Do you see one? Can you see? I don't know. You see, the camera probably won't focus like that, but I'm getting midges in my tea. And then you try and fish them out, and then you burn your finger. But I suppose it's added protein, you know. It's like, they're probably good for you. It's probably the sort of diet Keir Starmer wants all us working class people to eat, you know. So, get my tea down, mate, and I'm going to go over there. But you see that pointy bit over there looks to have a wee bit of a ripple off it. I mean, you couldn't call it a wave. So I might focus on it for the rest of the time I'm out. And it'll not be that long until I'm calling it quits, you know. But fantastic day, isn't it? Lovely. Catching in the heather. See the way the heather tangles? Look at how many tangles that's got. See, just by setting the line down. And it does that all the time. So this ground here is really unpleasantly broken. I'll come to here maybe. Looks like, I don't know, you can see there's big stones down there in the water. And I guess maybe there's stones here on the bank as well, you know, so maybe this is what's happening that leaves the bank so kind of up and down and full of holes and awkwardness. Oh, I don't believe it, but I hooked a fish. It's not a big fish, but I hooked a fish. Now, let's see if I can work out a way to net the fish. I think maybe if I come to here, it might just be possible. It's good quality wee fish, you know, but not big. There we go. I got all sorts of tangles going on. It was a bit of a farce, but nonetheless, well, that's unbelievable that I hooked a fish. And if he'd stopped doing this, I could let him go again. There we go. Lovely wee fish. Not a very big fish for this loch. They're usually £2 or more, but nonetheless a fish. Oh, there we go. And off we scoot. And it came on one of John McLean's loch shrimps. Oh dear. I got, see, as I moved up the bank, I got more and more tangled in more and more heather. What I'll do is I'll get some line out into the water, and then I'll take a look at untangling that, you know. There, it's untangled itself. So one fish, when I didn't expect any. It's really good going, I think. So I've come along here to where the other wee loch falls into here, you see. Don't know, well, there's a wee loch behind me, which you can probably see, and then it goes through like a wee, I don't know, wee channel here, and into this loch. Like I say, this loch's very convoluted. So I just came to here. I'll have a few casts just here, I'm not going any further. This can just mark the extent of my voyage for today. And then I think it's time for dinner. I'm still fishing the loch shrimp and the Digby's demon. So the loch shrimp got me a fish, so in view of the fact that getting anything in here is so rare, that means it's worth keeping on, you know. Maybe I should put 2 loch shrimps on. Oh well, move to wee fish. Again, it's not a big fish. Digby's demon moved it this time. It's not too pleased about being hooked though. Has opinions in the matter. Doing a bit of jumping and these things. So let's see if we can get it over the net. There we go. Better than the last fish though. Decent enough. Let's see. Undo him. Come here. So there we go, that one was bleeding quite badly, so I kept it for my dinner. It's not a big fish, but maybe 3/4 pound, a pound maybe, I don't know. Again, not a big fish for here, but great to get one. So that'll do for my dinner. I'm puffed out, so to get my breath back and the walk back to the car, I'm going to have a few wee casts here, which is pretty much where I started. So just a few quick casts here, and then that's me done. As you can see, the mist and fog and whatnot has fairly closed in. I mean, you can't see me, it's not obvious in the GoPro, is it more obvious up there? But yeah, it's slowly coming down, you know. So if I lose the wind as well, which is a possibility, and the midges will have me, you know, and I'm fairly well equipped to deal with midges, but nonetheless, if I don't have to bother with them, then it's better not to, you know. So it's been a great day of sort of autumn fishing. Tricky conditions, but that's part of the game, I suppose. And it's a tricky loch. Oh, look, a message. It's a tricky loch as well, so again, that's part of the challenge. And I got 2 fish, which is a lot of fish for this loch. And again, I understand people will be going, oh, no, I get hundreds of fish every time we go out. But if you fish for good quality wild fish that are difficult to catch, then they're difficult to catch. It's just as simple as that. They don't always have to be big to be challenging, though there are big fish in this loch.